Welcome to What We Watch When We Drink, a Booze Dancing Entertainment Network podcast featuring lively discussions about movies, TV shows, and anything else that we're watching while we drink our favorite boozy beverages. If you enjoy this show, please subscribe on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, Google, Audible, and anywhere else you get your podcasts. You can also find us on boozdancing.com, and if you have any questions, comments, show or drink suggestions, email us at boozdancing@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you.
Hey, hey, hey! What We Watch When We Drink is live for the very last time in 2024.
What?
Hi, guys.
Oh, Jesus. Jesus. I thought you were sending the Reaper to our house.
Yeah, I thought the hit squads were making the
Grim
rounds.
Reaper was coming around.
We got the drones. Maybe he's calling down a drone
Ooh,
strike.
that reminds
I
me.
don't know.
We should do the Meaning of Life one day.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
That would be really
Anyway.
fun. Hello, everyone.
Happy holidays,
Hello.
yeah.
We are back. It's been a while. We've been on winter break, winter hiatus. We sent all of our writers, producers off to Club Med and to the Mexican Riviera and to Sandals, and they haven't come back. So we decided to get together and fake it without writers, writerless.
You know why they're not back?
Why?
The Zetas got them.
Oh, yeah,
The Zetas got them.
they suck.
They better be here by the 20th of January. Otherwise, they might not be able to get back in the country.
That's true.
Shut
May not get
the
back.
doors down. Close them. Build them all.
No, we cannot build the wall. We need them back because we have no show. Welcome all. We are back together. It's been a while. I'm told this is episode 57 of
58.
58. I'm sorry, 58
58.
of What We Watch When We Drink on the Booze Dancing Entertainment Network. You can watch this live in all kinds of various places across the internets, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, boozdancing.com.
That's it.
No, that's it. That's it. That's enough. It really is enough.
That's
We've been
more
cut
than-
off of ABC, NBC, CBS, KTTV, CNN, PBS. They all banned us. That's okay.
SCTV is still showing us though in reruns.
No, you know what we might get though? C-SPAN.
We may get C-SPAN 3, I hear, not C-SPAN 1.
C-SPAN. Is that like the Ocho on ESPN?
Yeah, we're holding out for the Ocho too.
We're holding out the Ocho, yes. Because we want to be seen at 3 o'clock in the morning at Wichita State in a dorm room. Hello, guys. How we doing?
Maybe our target audience, we don't know.
How are we, guys?
You know what the get is? You know what the real get
What?
is? Univision Andor Telemundo.
Oh, yes.
Telemundo.
To hit all of our
Sabado Gigante.
yes, that would be great for us. We're big
here's
in,
the question. So
Rio.
those channels don't really do like subtitles. So if they were going to dub us, who would be the actor to dub us?
Who would dub us? Antonio Banderas for me.
Okay. How about you, Mike?
I would probably get dubbed by Mel Blanc.
Oh, blank in Spanish?
Yeah. It would just be a series of Mel Blanc going, see.
See.
That's
Well,
all I'm getting.
you know, maybe Javier Bardem.
Oh, that's a good one.
Javier Bardem as the guy in No Country for Old Men in Spanish. You know, his character in that movie.
Would it be wrong to say I'd like Salma Hayek to dub me? Would that be wrong?
I don't know.
Okay, just check.
That all depends.
That would not be wrong.
Does dubbing mean something else?
I don't
It's a
really-
euphemism.
I have
It's
no
a
comment.
euphemism.
Not really,
I have no comment. We
not really
are
sure.
back. We are back with our year-end spectacular. They were talking about it in the trades for weeks now. When this was going to show up, we have 5 days left in this 2024. So we're together to talk TV and movies that we've seen over the year that we've liked a lot, and we're also going to be drinking some whiskeys of our own choices from our personal stashes to spend the evening with you all. It's been a pretty good TV year, I think. What do you guys think?
It has.
I've seen
It's been good. I mean, but you know, we're talking about the creme de la creme right now.
We're trying to, yeah. That's a goal. I think it's been a good creme de la
Or
creme
at
year.
least- yeah. So what was your approach to this list? What was your method?
Well, as you said earlier, you normally send out a great big spreadsheet list of every show that's ever been produced for the year, and then we rank them. I go through that pretty diligently every year. Unfortunately, you couldn't get to that this year, and so I looked at a couple lists online, and I don't have a top 10. I don't have a top 20. I'm going to go through some of the lists I've seen, and I'll probably come across things I've seen, and I bet things that you guys mention I will weigh in on. I don't know if I have a best or favorite show for the year. I'm not sure if I can say that. What about you guys?
Same.
I did the same. I pulled up a list and I went through the list and looked at it and said, "Ooh, that's something I wanted to watch. I'll put that to the other side of the. I wish I watched that this year." And then I went down the list of things that we watched for the show, and then things that I watched on my own or with the kids, and just kind of the ones that I enjoyed. Maybe no one else did, but I enjoyed them. And the same thing with movies. The movies that I actually saw, and then a couple of the movies that I never got around to seeing that I kind of wish I had.
Excellent. And how about you? How'd you do this?
Yeah, same thing. I went through all the top 10. I couldn't remember. There were just so many. It's been a little bit of a disjointed year in terms of TV watching. There's been just a lot of other stuff going on. But I tried to go through all the top 10 lists and, various sites and trying to figure out what I watched. And then I broke it down into categories of like watched, started, and then want to watch. Because there were a couple shows that I want to watch. But
you are ahead of the game. I'm impressed.
And then I took the shows that I watched and I gave them a 1 out of 5.
Oh my God.
I gave them a 1 to 5 ranking. So now I've got shows that are 5s, 4s, and 3s. Stuff that I watch.
You have way too much time on your hands. That's all I gotta say.
It took me 5 minutes.
Wow.
It took me 5 minutes.
Well,
but anyway, go ahead.
Okay. So we're gonna dig into this and probably in some sort of round robin order. I assume we have some whiskeys at hand.
Yes.
We do.
You are correct.
Excellent.
Sir.
So maybe we'll start with the whiskeys at hand.
Okay. Was there any criteria on what you picked on what you were going to drink? Are they 2024 acquisitions?
I don't know. I think a couple are, I believe. I would say at least more than half of them are. And then I have a couple that I'm not sure about. So,
okay.
More than half? How long is this show going to go?
As long as it takes.
17 whiskeys here. So,
Jeez.
17
there's a lot of TVs.
And then I saw this show. I really like the show. It was such a great show.
Okay, why don't we start there first? Mike, what do you have to drink?
I had to go to the liquor store because my mother-in-law was coming over to cook the 7
You say enough. You've said enough already.
And I did not. Well, it's for her, not for me. And I did not have just plain Jameson for her. I had a Jameson stout cask, and she's not a fan of that. It's too much.
Oh.
So when I went to the bottle shop, I think it's rude if you only buy one thing. So I had to go and buy a few other things. And one of the things I purchased was a Woodford Reserve Double Oaked, sort of a gift for me. So I really enjoy Woodford, and it's a really nice shaped bottle. I find the bottle to be what's really most intriguing to me. And it's their Double Oaked. It's 45.2%. And they finish it in a second oak barrel. So they do one oak barrel and then a second one.
Excellent.
So it's not like they finish it in sherry or something else. It's double oaked.
It's double oaked. Ange, what do you have in front of you?
Well, I'm going to start with an acquisition a gift from the man in the bottom square, bottom rectangle. It was and this I believe was inspired by our Travis pod where we went through the Glenmos. So This is Mike heard that there was something going out. So we said, "Ooh, I got to buy one." So he picked up a bottle of the Sauterne Cask Finish and was kind enough to gift it to me.
Nice.
So that's what I'm drinking. The Glenmorangie Sauterne Cask Finish. A sumptuous whiskey.
The Nectar d'Or, right?
See.
Nectar d'Or.
I have chosen for my first whiskey the Wolfburn Northland, which I believe we got from our friends at Impex, who have been so generous to us all year. Cheers to all our folks at friends at Impex, Sam and Chris and everyone there. This is a relatively new distillery, and single malt, and it's I believe it's finished in a. Give me one sec. I think it's I thought it was not a Sauterne cask. I guess I don't have that in front of me. I thought I did. I don't have the finish on it. But anyway, it's 46%, and that is my first whiskey, the Wolf from Wolfburn.
Lovely.
There you go.
All right.
All right.
Well, gentlemen.
Hold on.
Cheers to 2024.
Yeah.
Cheers. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. Well done. Well done.
There we go.
Well done.
There we go.
All righty. Ooh, that's a lovely smell. So I haven't had a good whiskey in a few days.
Ooh.
Days. Well, what'd you drink yesterday?
Last night I actually had. I was at a nice little holiday bash, and I was offered and gladly accepted the Jack Daniel's Bottled in Bond. Very, very good.
How was that?
It was delicious. Yeah, that was
nice.
That was a good sipper. Yum yum.
Awesome. Mike, how's your beverage?
My beverage is good. I really enjoy this.
Okay.
As beverages go, I am a fan of the Woodford Reserve.
Okay. All right. So should we?
Yeah, we're going to jump into this. Hold
in?
on one second. I want to remind everyone that's watching on the Booze Dancing Entertainment Network that you can put your cards, put your letters, put your comments in the chat. We will get to them. Probably wherever you put your chats in these things. And I don't want to forget to mention that Mike and Angelo are doing the reviews all year long, all the time. That almost never stops. At the murder table. So they're reviewing beer, wine, you name it, chocolate milk, mead, all about mead. So check that out on Instagram, YouTube, wherever you get your Booze Dancing entertainment information and content. So here we go. I say we just go around the room and just pick a show, maybe from the bottom of your list up or whatever. So, Mike, why don't you start? Pick a show.
I might go with the other way around and pick one of the best things I watched. I really enjoyed Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Oh, that was a good one.
I agree. I
thought that was great. That was
a 5 for me.
That was a really well done show. And for the two people that star in it, I really didn't know much about them to expect a whole lot. To carry that kind of an action bent to it. They were both really good.
I don't disagree. That was a little under the radar to me because it didn't seem like typical casting, right? And I liked them both. I couldn't imagine them together, and I couldn't imagine them in this thing that we know about from a movie that was like 10 years ago, whatever that was. It didn't seem like a great idea, but boy, it was a great idea. And I believe another season's coming, right? It's coming up.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to do it, but that's okay.
Donald Glover and Maya Erskine.
Yep. Yeah. Their chemistry was fantastic.
Yeah.
I like the guest spots.
The guest spots are great.
They were fantastic. I like the whole thing. I like the premise. It was just a lot of fun. And I gave that, remember I said my 1 to 5 ranking? I gave it a 5, and it made my,
it would be a 5. I was really entertained.
Of all the shows I watched, there were 5 shows that got 5s, and this is one of them.
What?
Yeah. Like I said, I think that's one of the best things I saw.
What I liked about it is that first off, it's not really about being a spy and whatever. It's not. It's about the relationship, right? But it's mixed or hidden or camouflaged by this other story that's going on about them. It's actually a kind of a workplace show, and and all the workplace stuff is great, dealing with unruly problems at work and trying to get things done on a deadline, and but you've got this relationship they were thrown in together, and you've got to make it work, and it's just so good, and it's really well shot, and each episode is almost like its own story, which is really interesting too. And it all ties together, of course. I just got to tell you, the website I'm looking at is kind of interesting. It had it number 12 for the year. Doesn't matter. But it says the length of the binge. If you're a binging person, it's 6 hours and 31 minutes if you want to watch the whole.
Really?
which is not really long.
It's not that bad. No, it's not.
I don't remember how many episodes it was.
That's a work day, Mike. That is a work day.
A work day.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hey, no, wait, what? No.
A work day because you get off at like 4.
Lunch. You get a lunch break.
I just take a long
That's a good
lunch.
one. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, that was on Prime Video, and I still can find it. And boy, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. Yep,
Really
yep.
good.
Who's Ange? Why don't you pick one? Where are you?
Well, I'm gonna go to one of my 3s. One of my ones that I gave a 3.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go with I'm gonna actually put Sugar as one of the shows I give a 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
I honestly from episode 1 I thought it was going to be a 5, but then it just kind of got. Now they pulled it together at the end. I like the way it ended, but the rest of the show didn't match the first episode.
So Sugar on Apple, starring what's his name?
Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell. I really enjoyed it most of the season, and it did go off the rails. The beginning of it is great. I thought it's really good.
The first episode was spectacular.
Stylized, noirish detective series, you think, and I guess it is. And then it kind of goes off the rails. We're not going to talk about too many spoilers. And it got panned pretty badly, because of what happens in the end, towards the end of the season. Yet, I believe I heard it's coming back, which I was surprised about.
Yeah.
I think Colin Farrell.
I liked Colin Farrell in it. Colin Farrell was
He's
great.
This
Amy Ryan was great.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's right. She was great. And I'm not a huge fan.
But it was
while the critics may have panned it, it got 82% of Rotten Tomatoes.
Is that right?
So
interesting.
The fans may have liked it a lot more than the critics.
That is really interesting. It does not show up in this list I have here, so I'm actually sort of not surprised. I think. Okay. Wow, it's interesting. I enjoyed it. I knew something weird was going to happen at some point. I think I might have read it, not the exact thing, and it is a shock to the system. But I still powered through it. I liked it. I didn't make me stop. Yep.
How about you?
My turn. Well, I don't know. There's so many. I'm gonna. Hold on one sec. This was a fun one. I thought was. Where is it? Give me one. Oh, Fallout. Fallout was
I didn't see it.
You did not see it? That was on Prime Video, and it's based on a post-apocalyptic show based on a video game, and it was, by the way, 7 hours and 51 minutes total binge time. I love that.
For those keeping score.
Oh no, yeah. Walter Goggins, our friend from many places.
It is Walton Goggins.
Oh, Walton. I'm sorry, Walton Goggins.
I love Walton Goggins.
He is great. It's literally based on a video game, and my son tells me that the video game world was up in arms because this wasn't like totally held to the story of the.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
It's a different medium.
Exactly. Suck it up, Charlie. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was a really interesting telling of a story, a post-apocalyptic story. And Ella Purnell's in it. She's really good. And it's just an interesting way of looking at not necessarily about nuclear fallout, but that's what it is. About how societies change, suburbia changes, who's in charge of things. I thought it was really fun. The casting was great, and I really enjoyed just watching how they were going to lay this thing out. And I had no knowledge of what this was about. I had zero. I just knew it looked fun, and Walton Goggins was in it, and that was enough for me. So it was. I'd say in my top 15 for the year, probably. It was fun. I enjoyed it a lot, and it was a binger. You could actually watch it all at once because it was on Prime. I think I let it all at once.
Cool.
Are we still drinking the same things at the moment? We are. Mike, you're muted. Okay.
Same thing.
All right, Mike, your turn.
Same.
Pick something.
I'm probably going to go with another one I really enjoyed was Criminal Record.
Criminal Record. What was that?
That was the one with
That was
Peter
what
Capaldi.
Peter Capaldi.
Oh yeah.
Where they're set in England, going through the.
Yeah, we did the
I really enjoyed
podcast on that one.
I would probably put that as like a 4. If we're doing a 1 to 5. I enjoyed that. I didn't like the ending as much, but I thought the lead up to it was really well done.
It was one of the shows I watched also. We did a pod on that one because remember we did the first episode of this and the first episode of Monsieur Spade.
And sure, was it?
So I gave it a 3.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I made it through mostly because I like Peter Capaldi.
Yeah.
But I gave it a 3 overall on that one.
It's hard for me not to like British crime drama. It's really tough. They are so good. And it's, as we've said for years, it's the same freaking map. Cop trying to solve a crime who's screwed up in some way on their own.
Troubled past.
And an up and comer cop they're partnered with who's all hell bent on the justice part.
That's right. And they're gonna do whatever they can and probably screw up their own family. It's all the time.
Yep.
Yes. It is so freaking amazing that they are all the same this way.
It's like a Hallmark Christmas movie. The same
not the formula.
And sometimes the same cast.
It's a formula. I mean, the formula works.
The Brits have it down. They really do. And I think it was actually done pretty well. Capaldi's got this past. He's trying to hide it. They're trying to solve a current crime, which is connected. And there's an up-and-coming detective who is doing all she can to figure this out, even though she's being pushed aside. And her whole family life is torn upside down because she's doing this. It is right from the book, right from the script of all the British crime dramas. And we loved it. I loved it. I love the script in general. Yeah. I forgot about that. It was a good show. I liked it. Yep. Ange, what else you got?
All right, I'm gonna go to the middle. You know, it was a fun show to watch. John Mulaney Presents Everybody's in LA.
I remember you talking about it. I never saw it.
It is so wacky, so off the wall.
He's very funny.
Richard, oh my God, he's hysterical. He does it, and each episode is like themed. So he does one episode on the palm trees. He does one episode on coyotes. He just does all this stuff, and he's got all these. I can't even remember what happened, but it was just so off the wall. Richard Kind goes to like the Hollywood Bowl, and he drops acid.
Yes.
And whether he did or not for real, I don't know. But
because that's what you want to say.
Richard Kind was spectacular. It was just so much fun. It was just a fun show, and I think they're coming back for another season.
That's great.
Nice.
Oh, and it was all done live, as far as I know.
Is that right? Done live the whole thing?
I believe so. Yeah,
that's impressive.
It was good. It was a lot of fun.
One small Mulaney story is the new Christmas tradition in my home. Christmas Eve, we watched the Fishes episode of The Bear, and Mulaney is so good in that episode. He is so good, so great. Yeah, great show. Okay, I'm gonna go back a little bit. I'm not sure when this actually ran. The final and last season of Curb Your Enthusiasm, which
Big five for me.
HBO. Whatever I'm looking here says it's 24 years after its debut. 24 years ago.
Yeah,
that's incredible. 24 years ago.
I will say it is the show that literally made me laugh out loud the most all year.
I'd probably say the same thing. I'd probably say the same thing. It was really funny.
It was just so good. Everybody was great. I mean, and even the whole Richard Lewis thing, I thought that was handled really, really well.
Stuff was great. Yeah,
that was just handled really well. And you got to Richard Lewis. Cheers to him. He
cheers.
Went out
cheers. He was just a pro, just a great comedian. Loved him all his life.
He went out in style.
Yeah, It was.
You want to work until the end.
He did.
He did.
He did. He literally did. He was fantastic.
And the show has a backdrop of knowing that the show is coming to an end, how it's going to end, and the connection to Seinfeld, and the way the end of Seinfeld was, which was critically panned for poorly received. Yes, and how Larry.
Can we call that meta? It was very
this
meta.
Was extremely meta. This was extremely meta.
This was like meta
within the meta of the meta. Yes, it was great, and there was also this underlying story of election issues, who can vote, and election problems, and Larry is right at the center of all that, and it was just really good. It was a really great. I almost want to rewatch the whole series. It was so good on so many levels, with so many great characters and so many great videos. Jeff Garland, Susie Essman. Oh my God, just a great cast. I forget all the names that are in this thing. I'd love to see a list of all the people that have been cameoed.
Vince Vaughn,
Albert Brooks. Boy, who else?
Bob Einstein.
Albert Brooks' brother. Yes.
Wow. And then, of course, you got the Hall of Famer. What's his name? Ted Danson.
Ted Danson and his
Larry
wife.
Steenburgen. Everybody.
Were dragged through the episodes.
Jeff Garland. I mean, it's Susie Essman. She's fantastic.
Yeah, it was just a great ending to a show. And we get caught up in how series ends. What's the last episode going to be about? And this was like, it just rocketed to the top of one of the, in the top 5 or 10 greatest endings of a show, I think. So
it was tremendous. So it was tremendous.
Okay, so we've gone through 2 rounds of here. I think we've gone through
2 rounds.
Does anyone want to refill their glass? Does anyone want to keep drinking?
I'm going to refill. I'm going to go with something else.
All right, I refilled the same.
All right, I'm going to try something different. I'm going to Ireland.
Ireland.
I'm going to short pour. What do you get?
I've got the Clonakilty. It is the Irish whiskey. This was a barrel select. It's a reef salt barrel.
Hey, I have a Brooklyn.
And it is
same kind of barrel.
It is a whiskey with a 6.
Oh, hello.
Oof.
It's a 60.9.
That's not reloading. That's I'm changing the gun.
You know what this is? This is a real Pezzonomanda.
Yeah, whatever that means.
It's a 90 caliber. It's a 90 caliber whiskey.
Oof.
It's an elephant.
How about you? Where you headed?
Somebody mentioned Travis earlier. Angie, you mentioned Travis.
Yes.
We did a really great podcast, all the Glen Moes, a while back with our friend Travis, the LVMH Moet Hennessy ambassador on the western part of the country.
Was that the Bad Monkey episode?
We did the Bad Monkey episode. I forgot about Bad Monkey. That's not my show right now, but that's a great one. I'm drinking. He was lucky enough to send us some really great whiskeys, Glenmoe. I am pouring a drop of the Glenmoe 18 Infinita, which is a 40. Cheers, fellas. Cheers, fellas.
Cheers.
Okay.
Cheers.
Where do we leave off? I think it's Mike's turn on the.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to go with my guilty pleasure, Only Murders in the Building.
Oh, it's a lovely show.
I am so behind.
Oh, it's a lovely, lovely.
It's so silly and it's so cameo driven and everything's just so crazy with it. And this year, they did a musical version for really no apparent reason. Why not? Showcase that people can sing.
Because they knew you were watching.
And they had Benj Pasek and Justin Paul write a song that then won an Emmy and got the two of them EGOT.
Wow, really?
Pasek and Paul are the fastest to get all 4 awards. They've won the Oscar, Emmy, Grammy, and Tony. They were behind La La Land, Dear Evan Hansen, and now they did a song in this, which was just this silly little song about somebody having triplets.
All I could say to all that is hard pass.
And now they are the 23rd and 24th or something people that have made EGOT. And 2 of the youngest. They're only in there just turning 40, I think. So they might be doing it again. Who knows?
I give them a
They're
hard
prolific.
pass. Hard pass on all of them.
But Steve Martin and Martin Short just love playing with one another, and the show is it's so good. And Selena Gomez is just along for the ride, and she's just trying to rein these two old farts in, and it's just so well done. It really is well done.
I saw something about the show, which at first I found offensive. This was recently, but I totally get it. And it basically said that, much like a lot of shows on CBS on Friday night, it's designed for a certain demographic. And because Martin Short's references, no one under 30 is going to understand, and even Selena Gomez, nobody might know who she is, but all the other folks are pretty well-known actors of a certain age or better, and it kind of hurt. But you know what? I don't care. It's really entertaining. It's really funny.
I find it humorous because Martin Short and Steve Martin go off on their tangents saying things, and Selena Gomez is playing a person who has no idea what they're talking about. Much like my children over around that age, where I say things and they go, "What are you even talking about?" Like when they're home from school, I watch Match Game. It's a guilty pleasure of mine, and they'll sit there and look at the Match Game panel and be like, "Who are these people?" Like you have no idea who these people are, and I'll be like, I'm now of that age where I can associate with CBS. And
there you go.
Networks.
That's right. Where's my Blue Bloods? Yeah, it's a really well written show. You're really highlighting some just top notch talent. Freaking Meryl Streep is one of the stars of the show. Oh my God, it's crazy. I think Steve Martin is 78. I think I just saw. He just had.
Really?
I think so. And
he said several times this is it for him.
Yeah.
That he's going to do this because he really loves working with Martin Short in this particular vehicle. And he said, I've thought about retiring many times, but I think this is it. When this is over, I'm going to retire. And he's saying, of course, I say this because I'm 78. When this is over, well, I might not make over. This is all there is.
So good. Very good. Excellent choice, Mike. Ange, what you got?
Let's see. Where am I going? Let me go. Should I go? Oh, give me a number. 3, 4, or 5?
4.
4?
3.
Okay. Huh?
2. Pick tree.
Stop it. Okay. I'm going to go with The Diplomat.
That's on my list of things to watch. I haven't seen it yet. Yeah.
The Diplomat was really, really good. And I got to say, they know how to end a season.
Yeah.
They've got the Succession thing going on where they just know how to end a season. Sorry for the background noise, folks.
That's all right. Kerry Russell and the guy, I don't remember his name.
Rufus Sewell.
Rufus Sewell.
Oh, the whole cast is great.
Oh my gosh, they have.
And
are they gonna trot Margot Martindale in just for fun?
You know what? Don't be surprised.
Since she was a scene stealer in her last show.
That's right.
Don't be surprised. It was great. The whole cast was fantastic.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna say it right now. Whoever the guy who's playing, what is he? The guy who works for the Prime Minister.
Oh yeah, I don't know his name.
That guy. I don't know what his name is. I forget the character's name, but that guy could be the next Bond.
You'll say the next Bond. You said.
I say the next Bond.
Interesting. You would be good.
The dude is in shape.
He is in shape.
The dude can act.
Yep.
The man can wear a suit, and when he walks down the hall, he walks like Daniel Craig on a mission, getting ready to take somebody out.
Yeah.
I can see it.
They own the hall.
I'm going to find out who he is. I'll get to that. But I really enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it. And season 2, the ending was spectacular.
It was great.
And not to make you feel old there, Pop, but my father-in-law raves about the show. Tells me I should watch it.
Which? The Diplomat?
The Diplomat.
It's very good.
Raves about the Diplomat.
It's very good. And what's her name? Who's that woman? The woman who played the Vice President.
Oh, it's Allison Janney?
Janney. Allison. She was awesome.
She's great.
She was really good. And, I mean, Kerry Russell was good, too. Everybody was good.
Yeah.
So when we're talking about the CBS network, I think maybe we're all headed in that direction
we are.
now.
Yeah.
No, it's not happening.
If the show gets my father-in-law seal and approval, we're not dealing with a young audience.
It's good. It's old school TV done right.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah.
it's the foreign secretary. His name is David Gyasi.
Yeah, he's very good. Yeah.
He's really
I
good.
also
He's
like
really good.
the Carrie Russell's the person at the her handler
Oh, Stewart?
Stewart, yes, and
Yeah. So his name is Atto
his
Esanda.
quote unquote girlfriend. That little,
She was great too. Yeah, Ali An, her name
yeah.
is. And I really like Rory Kinnear as the Prime Minister.
You know, it's funny. I'm not a fan of him, but he's really good. he's
He was
he's
really good
really
in
good.
this. He was really,
He's
really
just
good. Everybody
he
was
just
good.
shows up in the wackiest places. Yeah.
Yes. He's in the first episode of Black Mirror, the one with the pig.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
So-
debating about whether to go something British because that's a kind of a British show right there, or something based something. This is maybe not in the top of my season of my year, but you mentioned a person in this last conversation who I just love, and she's a scene stealer. She's so great. I am going to go with her, Margot Martindale, in her new
Oh.
No, not the,
The
sticky.
Sticky.
The
Is it
sticky.
good?
I loved
it.
I love. Did you?
Is it good? Mike, have you seen it?
No, it's on my list.
I won't.
It's on my list.
I won't.
I'm
too
curious.
much, but it's
Alright.
the reason to watch it is for her, and the story.
Oh, yeah.
The backstory to it is that this script was brought to Jamie Lee Curtis, and to be this character, and Jamie Lee Curtis couldn't do it for some reason. She couldn't do it, but and apparently she doesn't know Margot Martindale. She said, "Hey, Margot Martindale would be perfect for this." And then I think I think Jamie Lee Curtis has something to do with the production. She calls Margot Martindale and says, "Hey, there's a script for you. Is this Jamie Lee Curtis? Who is this?" And it's great. It's loosely based on a real story of a very large crime in Quebec years ago. The great the Great Maple Syrup heist or something. And
Yeah, I remember hearing about this.
it was a real story, but so it's loosely based on that story. But I think it's on Prime, I believe. It might be
Right.
Is it Prime or Peacock? I'm not sure. One of the two.
I think it's Prime.
Okay.
But I saw an interview with Jamie Lee Curtis that she was talking about how she wouldn't be able to play the lead role in it, and it suggested Margot Martindale, and people were kind of like, and she came in to read for it, and the people were just blown away because she's so bossy and profane, and like you said, she's a scene stealer, and they came in and they were like, wow, wow. You were right.
There's actually one other actor I know in this show is one of the other 2 or 3 leads of it. Other than that, no one you know.
Yeah.
And there's a good couple change ups that come into the show too, and it's I don't know if it's set up for another season or not. Kind of, maybe, sort of. But it was really fun. Highly recommend it. So, maybe not the greatest show in the world, but really fun. Okay, who's next? We Mike.
I'm going to do a quick round robin because this will take forever if we keep going one by one. Other stuff I really enjoyed: the True Detective, the Night Country version with Jodie Foster this year.
I didn't finish it.
Ripley.
Well,
Ripley was really tremendous.
Ripley's.
That
I mean,
was
if I had to rank, that'd be top 3 for me.
Yep. Monsieur Spade would be top 3 for me.
Wow.
Bad Monkey was really good. I
like
really
Bad
enjoyed
Monkey.
Bad Monkey. And then as the guilty pleasure, we watched Cobra Kai. Which was fun.
That show's dead to me. No, I'm dead.
We watched Agatha All Along.
I actually kind of wanted to watch that. I heard it was good.
Which was okay. And it was odd because of the eclectic mix of women they had in that, which kind of showcased everybody's talents at one point during the show. And then we binge watched, as a family, we watched How I Met Your Mother.
Oh.
So we watched all 9 seasons in 4 weeks or something like that. And it was really fun to watch the Cobra Kai characters spill over into How I Met Your Mother.
Wow.
Because Neil Patrick Harris's character, Barney Stinson, always feels that the hero in Cobra Kai is really Joey Lawrence.
He's not wrong.
The William Zabka character, because he was cheated, like an illegal kick to the head, because you can't make head contact in any of these tournaments. So Daniel LaRussa should have immediately been disqualified for an illegal kick to the head, and instead people are they're championing the cheater, and he should have been thrown out of this. So it was funny to see how he kept weaving in William Zabka over and over again through this whole thing. But it was a big year of television for me always, because I watch a lot of television. But I think that was some of the best stuff that I watched.
Ange, you want to throw a couple at me?
I'll throw a couple. All right, so let me I'll back up Mike on a couple of these. Ripley, loved it. I thought it was fantastic. I watched it over like 3 nights, and it just kept building and building. It was deliberately paced. It was beautifully shot. I love the sound.
Beautifully shot.
I loved
the production value. The production value was tremendous.
It was incredible. Every single scene, every single scene, I would frame and put on my wall. It was just so well done. It's got the best cat acting ever. I love the cat.
Not a thing.
No. Let me tell you something. I spent a couple weeks in Sicily and Italy in November, and there are a lot of cats. And I gotta say, I'm not a cat person. I'm not a pet person. But I gotta say, these cats over there, they got attitude. They're very cool. I think the term "cool cat" was coined by an Italian. That's all I'm saying. But Ripley was tremendous. I thought Adam, what's his name? Scott. What's his name? No, what's the actor's name?
I don't know his name.
I can't think.
Right.
I can't remember his name. But anyway, he was Andrew Scott.
Andrew
Scott was fantastic. It was just so well done. And also another lesson is it's really hard to get rid of a body. It's really hard to get rid of a body.
It's not. Wait, what? Sorry. No, never mind.
But loved Ripley. Bad Monkey was tremendous. I thought it was a lot of fun. It maybe went a little long, but overall it was a pleasure to watch. It was nice to see Vince Vaughn back in form.
Yeah.
Doing something fun. Though he was great in Curb too.
He was great in Curb.
And that's sort of set up to do another season.
Supposedly, yeah.
I'm sure.
Right? Yeah. Which is great because you can do another season of it, which is nice.
And I liked his chemistry with Rosa.
Oh,
the Undertaker. I'm sorry, the coroner.
Yeah, the coroner.
She was fantastic. And what's his name? John Delaney. Rob Delaney. Rob Delaney was awesome.
He was good.
He was so good.
He won't be back. He won't be back for season 2.
Sadly, no. And by the way, going back to that, the what was her name? The Dragon Queen.
Yeah, she's good too.
Yeah,
she was great. She stole every scene she was in, and she's now in a show that I started on Showtime, The Agency.
I gotta start that.
Oh, I watched that.
It's really, really good. Yeah. And Michael Fassbender. I'm not done with it yet. But I think if it all the way through it would get a 5-star. It's really well done. Michael Fassbender is tremendous. It's just really, really good. I'm liking it. I saw 5 episodes of it yesterday, and I really enjoyed it. So let me give you one more. Okay, so we did Bad Monkey. We covered Ripley. Here's one. English Teacher. That was a lot of fun.
Oh my God, it was probably my favorite comedy of the season. Comedy of the year.
It was really good. It was really funny. It's got a great cast. It's got a really good cast.
Oh my God.
I really
it's really funny. And it's topical.
Have you seen it, Mike?
Yeah, I've recommended it to many people.
It's a lot of fun. So, okay. Aaron?
Let's see. Well, I just say that it's my favorite comedy. Maybe my top 3 comedies would be Curb of the year. Curb, The English Teacher, and season 3 of Shoresy.
Oh my God. It's a 5-star for me.
It is so.
They know how to set the tone.
Set the tone.
They set the
Who's
tone.
got to set the tone?
They got a veteran presence.
So you got to set the tone. It is such a good show. And I have to say, I'm going to give a shout out to Chris Ryan on The Watch on the Ringer Network.
But who told him to watch it? Jason Mantzoukas.
Jason, who totally espoused this and really describe why it's so great. And Ryan, who's a big sports fan and a hockey fan, jumped into it and then binged it like, 2 days and totally got sucked in, and now puts it in his top 10 for the year. And
Absolutely.
it's that good. And it's only like 6 episodes. It's probably 6 episodes. And the arc of the whole show is really interesting if you think about it. It's senior hockey, right? And it's like
the no-show.
The no-show. And it's about, a guy coming to terms with his age, right? And trying to figure out where he is in life. You can't play hockey forever. No one can, unless you're Gordie Howe or Zdeno Chara or somebody, or Jaromir Jagr, who played till they're 55 or something. But this guy is really on the tail end, and he's made a team, won a championship, and now what? And it is so well done, and it's really funny, and it's really shot in an interesting way.
It's tremendous. Yeah. Once you get it, once you get on the Shoresy frequency, oh my God.
Yeah.
Now I watched Letterkenny too. I don't think Letterkenny's as funny as Shoresy, but it is.
It's got its own language. It's got its own pace. It's very very.
I've watched Shoresy a couple times. I've watched it probably 2 or 3 times already.
Me too.
All the way through from beginning to end, because it's
so good.
It's just
it's
just so good.
A couple other ones that
it almost makes me want to watch hockey. Almost.
I think about it. It's funny. Whenever I'm watching hockey, I think about the show quite often, because the cliches come out of
absolutely.
It's so fun.
You got to set the tone, man. You just got to set the tone. Who's going to set it?
3 Body Problem on Netflix. Really good. I think it's based on a book. It's really intense. It's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's got astrophysics. It's got religion. It's got ET stuff. There's a little X-Files thing going on. The cast is great. It's really good. Netflix. I highly recommend it.
What's the lead guy in it? Who the Asian guy? I can't think of his name.
I don't know.
He was in Doctor Strange too.
Oh, I didn't know that. I
think if it's the same guy. I like that guy.
Yeah,
he's cool. And he was in, I think it's the same guy that was in The Martian. The guy that worked at the Jet Propulsion.
Benedict Wong?
Yeah, I love that guy.
Benedict Wong? Yeah.
He's awesome. He's so good.
A show that...
I got to call my cousin Tommy.
A show that...
By the way...
Go ahead.
If you want to see a movie with Benedict Wong, it's really good. There's a movie called Dirty Pretty Things.
Dirty Pretty Things?
It's really good. It's him, also a guy that was also in... who was I can't think of his name now. Chiwetel Ejiofor, is that his name?
Yeah.
He's
in The Martian.
It was him, and it was the girl from Amelie. It's really, really good. It's kind of like the underbelly of London. All these undocumented workers.
Right.
It's really good. It's really good. It's got organ theft.
Oh, we got like that.
It's got all kinds of stuff, man. It's really good.
I'm not a fan of that at all.
It's awesome. It's awesome. It's so good. Anyway, I'm sorry. Yeah,
that's my fear.
Yeah, I like Benedict Wong though. He's tremendous. He's a really good actor. I like him. Anyway, go ahead. Yeah.
I watched this a few months ago, and I actually watched it on Hulu, but I guess it was on Disney Plus. I'm sure it was British made. Rivals with David Tennant.
Oh yeah,
so
is it good?
Freaking good and funny. And I'm going to read this because this is a pretty good review of it. Gratuitous male nudity on primetime television. After decades of the male gaze, we're finally treated to the bodily horny Jilly Cooper gaze. Raunchous, hilarious, featuring more gloriously hairy chests than on an Attenborough nature doc. This
you're really selling
1980s set comedy drama based on Cooper's 1988 blockbuster looks at a group of show-jumping, shagging toffs working in television in Thatcher's Britain. David Tennant, Catherine Parkinson, Aidan Turner, Emily Attic, Danny Dwyer. And basically it's David Tennant owns a television station like in countryside of England. And I don't know if this is still true, but they go up, the franchises, it's called a franchise, can go up for bid. And someone else can come and buy that franchise. So you don't own it forever necessarily. You have to get community approval. And he hires a big time journalist to come be at this station to kind of do almost like a Phil Donahue kind of show of the time. And the guy just got lots of issues. He leaves and joins forces with another group of people in this little town to try to take the franchise away from David Tennant.
Take the license.
And it is insane. That's where you get Rivals from. It's TV from the look at TV in the late 80s, early 90s. It's really interesting on that level, and it's scandalous, and it's fun, and it's dark, and there's love stories, and Princess Di and AIDS and all kinds of stuff of the era. It's really, really fun, really fun. And it's 7 hours and 10 minutes apparently on the binge.
So just to be clear, that's 2 Doctor Who's we've
That's right
today.
That's right. Yes.
Peter Capaldi and David Tennant.
Must be a good acting school.
Maybe.
It's hard for me not to say The Bear as one of my shows for the year. It's such a good show, and it gets a lot of crap because it's so good, and if it's not perfect, people shit on it. Pardon my French.
Yes.
I loved it. I loved season 3. I thought it was really interesting and fun.
I got to go back. I talked about this with my sister today, actually.
Yeah, it was. I totally enjoyed it.
I thought it was a little uneven. I thought it was a little overindulgent, and I didn't like the whole thing with all the chefs and all that nonsense. It was like, all right, I don't need a love letter to the food industry.
Yeah, I think people have that problem with it. I didn't have that problem with it, and I'm going to mention this one that I just finished. And it's in the same vein as all the other things we've talked about in this, if it's British, Black Doves on Netflix.
I just finished the first episode. I really like it.
That's
Keira Knightley.
Keira Knightley and Ben Whishaw.
It is really good, and this isn't really giving it away, but it's I don't know, I'm not sure how many days it's over, but it's at Christmas time in London, and I think I heard this on another podcast that supposedly is going to come back, and hopefully it's another Christmas time show. So it's like every year come around Christmas time, and you've got these horrible things going on in London, and it's Christmas, and it's Christmas. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's good, and I don't know that I can say that I'm a pro or nay to Keira Knightley. She was really good at it. I didn't know this was something she could do. Yeah. She was really good at it. So
I finally made it through the first episode. I always started too late, and I watched the first half of the first episode probably 5 times. Now I finally was like awake, and I watched it, and I really liked it. Now I'm curious to see where it goes.
I think the buildup is a little the setup's a little complicated a little bit, but
it's a spot show.
Yeah. I have 2 others I want to talk about. We'll come back on another round here that I want to mention. Anything else before we take a little break here and change whiskeys or something?
We could switch whiskeys and then we can keep going.
I want to remind everyone this is welcome to What We Watch When We Drink on the Booze Dancing Entertainment Network. This is our final episode of the year, episode number 58. It's our wrap-up of all great things TV that we got through for the season and for the whole year. Remember, you can check out all the great reviews at the Murder Table on boozdancing.com, and wherever you find your great streams and reviews, that's where we are. Okay, we're gonna get back into this with TV and whiskey, and we're gonna start with a whiskey. And Mike has something so proudly being held up. He's got to tell us all about it. Mike,
I'm just so happy we got it. So this is the Mild and Green, the unabridged.
Oh, that was great.
It's a goodie.
I had some of this the other day, and I thought, I'll have some more of it today. How about that?
Heather Green and company at Mild and Green are so good at what they do, and blend, and
so good to us that they send us whiskey. We like when people send us whiskey.
They are really good at what they, what's the master blender's distiller's name? Marlene. Harris. Holmes. She is amazing. Heather is, as we all know, wonderful. Has the palate of like 25 pros, and so amazing. and that abridged, I've used that for a couple cocktails. It's
I think
really
it's-
good. Yeah.
And it comes in at a soft
A
59%.
soft, a
Nice.
soft.
Only 59.
No.
Not a 6. 6
It
would be
really
too
be-
much.
Too much.
59
No,
is
too much.
Angelo.
I've got the Mossburn Island edition blended malt Scotch whiskey.
Ooh, I'm intrigued.
I'm not sure where they get their stuff, but I guess it's all islandy whiskey. It's a little smoky. It's a little peaty. It's quite delicious. Comes in at 46%.
Excellent.
So I went up, I went up, and I went down.
I'm fairly certain it's from Staten Island, but I could be wrong. Not really sure.
Guineas and goats? Guineas, goats, and whiskey?
I have something from our friend Raj at what's Raj's company called? Used to be Purple
Glass
Revolution, right? I was going to say Purple Valley. This is a Blackadder Red Snake
Ooh.
in a 4-square rum cask.
Ooh.
12-year-old.
How could that be bad?
55.1%.
How could that be bad?
We had Raj on earlier in the year, and did we? Or was it last year? When did we have Raj on? It's been a while.
I think, it's been a while.
Oh, I'm sorry. When Raj was out here in California, we did a tasting with a Southern California whiskey. It was Raj is great, and he has so many great brands that he carries. And this one actually, if you guys can't see this, but it's got that magical char
Bits.
on the bottom.
Oh,
I did that. It smells spectacular.
I got a bottle of Black Snake on my shelf. I'm
I
looking
love
at
the
it right
Black
now.
Snake.
I may have to open it.
I'm curious as to how that would shape up compared to other rum casks, because Foursquare is quite powerful.
Wow,
as
it's
opposed
just a
to-
barrel.
Well,
though. It's
of
not
course-
like-
Right, well, you get it's got the rubber boot in it and all. You just don't know if it's going to impart a different flavor than a traditional rum.
Yeah,
cask.
I don't remember.
Something softer.
I
so to
don't
speak.
have any notes on what kind of rum it was, where it came from. Foursquare.
You just said it was Foursquare.
Yeah, but Foursquare, it doesn't make things; they just get things from other distilleries. So,
Do they? I thought they were a distillery.
no, they get stuff from other distilleries.
Hmm.
So they have so many, the Barbados and all kinds of things, and then they have,
Okay.
and even those rums have different cask finishes too.
Yeah, different places. Yeah.
Okay.
So I've got a few here that are odd like that. Okay.
Okay.
Jump into this here shortly. So you guys, I had a couple what I still want to talk about from this year. Did you guys want to talk about stuff you're watching or?
Well, I just told you what I'm watching. I started the agency and I started Black Doves. So I started those two, which I
too.
the agency's fun. Let me see. True Detective we talked about. I started it. I didn't care for it. I got tired of it, so I stopped.
Is the agency Richard
Yes.
Gere too?
Yeah, and despite
That's
Richard
the one,
Gere,
right?
I still
That's the
like.
one, right? Yeah.
Despite Richard
That's the
Gere, I still like the
Who
show.
else? Who are the other stars in that?
It's the what's it called? The Dragon Queen from Bad Monkey is
Yeah.
in it. Michael Fassbender is the lead.
Fassbender.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody else that's like big or big actors in the show, but it's really well done. It's really well done. It's very serious show. It's good. And let me see, what else did I see here? Okay, I also started Under the Bridge. I couldn't get into it. I kind of got a
Under the
little
Bridge.
tired of it.
Oh, I like that. Under the Bridge. That was based
I know you
based
did.
on a true story about an author who goes back to her hometown
On Vancouver
on
Island,
Vancouver Island, and
there was a murder or something about a teen murder.
of a bullying incident of a young girl who's Indian American, and
Who was it? It was Lily Blackstone and what's her name?
Riley
Riley Keough.
Keough, yeah, and this Riley Keough goes back as a journalist and to her hometown and tries to figure out what happened what happened and how this girl was murdered
Right.
or killed. And it's actually a lot of flashbacks about, what had happened and how the murder actually happened and how this little town hasn't really changed a whole lot since she was Riley Keough grew up there. So it's I liked it. But dark, not fun, not a fun, happy show.
No.
Woohoo! Laughs all around.
No. Should we talk about fun, happy shows?
You talk about whatever you like.
Anything you got?
Okay.
Anything
Nobody
you got?
wants this.
course.
I really enjoyed that show.
Nobody wants this. What's that? Oh, that's the Hot Rabbi show.
Kirsten Bell and
The
Adam
Hot
Brody.
Rabbi show.
And whoever the girl was, the woman from Succession.
Yeah, yeah. She plays the Hot Rabbi.
And the wacky guy from Veep.
Right, the Hot Rabbi's brother. I'm just gonna say Hot Rabbi.
They were actually, those two were really good.
They are great.
They were so good together.
Almost
they were so funny.
Better than the leads.
And whoever played his wife, I don't know what her name is. She was spectacular.
You know where she's from? She was on Glow as one of the wrestlers on Glow. Did you watch Glow?
Was she?
Yes.
Yeah, I love
She's
Glow. That was great.
Yes.
Yeah. Who was she in Glow? Oh, wait. Yeah, you're right.
She's like the annoying kind of showgirly kind of girl. Beverly Hills.
And she's annoying in this one.
Yeah. Very similar.
Okay, yeah. She's good. She's really good.
Yeah, she's not really typecast.
She's being typecast.
And Kirsten Bell, man, another Hall of Famer. She's Hall of Fame. She's going.
Was a little dubious about this, but
I really enjoyed it.
My tribe doesn't get a lot of good shows about them.
Your tribe doesn't get a lot of good shows?
We don't get a lot of good shows. And so
you don't get a lot of good shows about the tribe.
That's what I mean.
Right.
And rom-coms especially not. Usually get these dumb Hanukkah ones that, are just like trying to glom off the whole Christmas thing at Hallmark. And so this was different. This was a little different.
It was a lot of fun.
It was fun. There's been a lot of critiques in the Jewish community about how there's a lot of cliches being thrown about that aren't,
There's a lot of cliches and everything. We just
true.
talked about Shorzy. It's
true,
all cliches.
Son, this is true. Hey, how do you like Adam Brody? Is Adam? Adam? Yeah. Adam Brody's mother. Wait, am I talking with the same show? Yeah. His mother.
Yeah. She's Israeli.
Hovis Feldsha, who was one of the daughters in the original Fiddler on the Roof.
Oh, get out of here.
Get out of here.
Oh, she was great.
She's great. Yeah.
She was, I love you, darling, but you can't marry my son. No.
It was fun. It was fun.
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. It was a good cheesy show.
Yeah, it was very cheesy. It was cute. It was fun.
Adam Brody was great. Actually, you know what? I went back and watched a little bit of the OC.
Ugh.
Brody's great. He's great. He was great in that. He was great in Fleischman's in Trouble last year.
Oh yeah, he was good in that. Yeah, he was.
He was really good. Yeah. He's good.
What else you got? Anything else? Anything else?
What did I just say? Nobody wants this. We talked about Monsieur Spade, right?
Well, yeah, we did. Well, not tonight too much, but
I liked a lot of it. The only thing I didn't like was the ending.
The ending wasn't very good.
I didn't like the ending. The show itself was great. I thought, what's his name was great. I liked the woman, whoever she was. What was the woman's name? The one who owned the bar.
Yeah,
right.
She was fantastic. I liked what's her name, Mastroianni's daughter.
Yeah,
as the deceased wife. The kid was great. It was a really well done show until the end.
I'll assume
that was my only complaint.
It's a one.
Clive Owen was tremendous.
Oh, he was fantastic.
He's great at everything. Really I assume it's a one and done.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm going to guess it has to be, right?
You'd think.
Well, but the character, I guess. What? He was in another show this year that I watched. I'm going to look it up real quick. It was called, A Murder at the End of the World. I think it was on Hulu.
Oh yeah, it was on FX, wasn't it? Or was it on Hulu?
Yeah.
I didn't watch it.
Where he's kind of like, I don't know, tech weird, bizarre billionaire who's creating a whole thing on the North Pole or something, and he invites all these people up there to help, promote his weird world. And there's a murder, and one of the guests is one of the stars. She's kind of trying to figure out what happened and who did it. Yeah. But again, he's really good. That was the point of this. Yeah. He was really good at it.
Right, Clive Owen's a good actor.
Yeah.
He's a good actor.
How about you, Mike? What else you got?
I got my list of what I'm going to watch, so you can
Okay.
finish up the different shows you've
Yeah.
seen that you want to talk about, and we'll circle
So
back.
I want to add to this list of things Slow Horses, which I just love. Slow Horses. It is such a good show on Apple. 4 hours and 34 minutes. That's a short binge. 4 hours.
Yeah, that's not a bit. I could do that. I could do that
How's
easy
that
during
possible?
work. I mean, for lunch.
Are those only half-hour episodes?
Or there's
They're
only
like 40
6.
minutes. I think they're pretty short.
Or there's only 6 of them.
Okay.
You know.
I thought the last season was a little disjointed. I didn't really love the storyline as much, especially once he leaves and goes to France and all that. So I didn't finish it. I didn't watch the last episode.
Yeah, well, it's only 4 hours and 34 minutes. You can jump in anytime you want. Jonathan Pryce, just great.
Another great actor.
Oh, Jonathan Pryce was great. I love the cast.
Gary Oldman.
And I mean, Gary Oldman is just
so good.
He's just
never heard of him.
Yeah.
What's he done?
He's so fantastic.
So good. Yeah, I really enjoyed that again. I just finished I thought it was the Day of the Jackal, but is it called the Jackal or the Day of the Jackal?
I think it's the Day of the Jackal.
What I'm looking at, it says the Jackal, but I thought that was not. But that's this.
No,
this is a adaptation of the movie.
Jackal was the remake with Bruce Willis. Wasn't that movie?
Oh, you have to.
Yeah, right. I think you're right.
This is with what's his name?
Eddie Redmayne.
And Ursula Corbero. Who's that? Angelo. Tokyo from.
Oh, was she
plays his wife. Yeah.
Oh, when Money Heist?
From Money Heist, yeah.
Now maybe I want to watch it.
I don't remember the original movie.
The movie was awesome. The movie's great.
But
that was really good.
So he's a contract killer, and he's got one big.
Well, this is the attempt to kill Charles de Gaulle, right? Or at least the movie was.
The movie was. This is an attempt to kill a tech bro, basically.
Oh.
Yeah, they moved it up to current times.
Well, the movie was based on a true story, right? Wasn't it based on a book?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, it's a John Le Carre, right? Le Carre.
No, it wasn't. I don't know if it was. I think it was a true story.
Blueprints remain from Frederick Forsyth's novel about the assassination of de Gaulle, and it's solid 1973 Edward Fox adaptation.
It's a really good movie. Edward Fox plays the Jackal.
This is a really interesting. I thought of something else I want to bring up. The interesting part of how the gun part of the show is really interesting. Well, I'll leave it at that. The gun part is really interesting. And again, the crime's trying to be solved. He's trying to be caught by a cop who's on her rise to fame, yet she can't give up she will give up her family life, so she has to go catch this killer, and her family life is falling apart.
Formula.
It's the same.
You know what? By the way, we should do the Day of the Jackal on a pod.
Sure.
We should do it. It's really good. So from what I remember, it's been a long time, but it was really good.
It reminded. I'm sorry, I don't know what made me think of this. This would be like combat / tactical porn shows. I watched Lioness on Paramount.
Yeah, I tried. I couldn't.
I loved it.
I tried the first.
I loved both seasons. It's just horribly grotesque and it's what's this guy name that does Yellowstone? What's his name?
Oh yeah,
Taylor Sheridan. He's another Taylor Sheridan show, and it's just non-thinking fun. CIA under the president has no idea what's going on. All these bad things happen. And it's the same thing. It's the same story. Lioness. What's her name? The actress? I can't remember. Think of her name.
Zoe
Saldana. She's like this, special ops person, but she's trying to find the bad guys, and her family life's gonna fall apart because she won't give it up. It's the same old story. And the last one,
lather, rinse, repeat.
The last thing I want to mention, because I thought the last season was good again, and I believe the new one's coming soon, is Hacks. Really good.
Yeah.
It was I like the beginning. The middle gets a little shaggy, but it was solid.
It was
ending.
solid. I really
The ending was
the
awesome.
ending
It was
was
just really
yeah,
well done.
it's really good. Really good.
It was
So,
very
so to
good.
talk about the career, ebbs and flows, we're watching a 2012 Hallmark movie, and who's an ancillary character?
Gene Smart,
Oh
Gene
my
Smart.
God, that's so funny.
ancillary
So
character.
we're watching this movie, and I'm telling my daughter, I said, "You see that woman? She used to be on a really big show, and now she's in this, and she leaves this, and she's been nominated for like 5 Emmy Awards since then, and she's won maybe 3 of them." And she's like, "This woman?" And it's, yes, this woman has won.
It's the smartest
Really
science. It's the Gene smartest science.
It's you're just what's your career like? If you're lucky, it's like this. That means you get to work a long time.
Weirdly, in my mind, this is a complete tangent, but it somehow connects in my head. I just finished the final season of What We Watch in the Shadows.
Oh, I have to go back to that. So, what we do in the shadows?
Thank you. And so they know they're going out, right? It's meta within a meta within a meta. Oh my God, it is so funny. I guess it's one of my top 5 comedies of the year. It is so funny, and the finale meta-ness is just super meta. It's so it is so meta-y. It's so funny. I really that show was really fun. All 5 or 6 years of its time. Okay, where are we going on? Whiskey. Things we want to watch. Where are we going?
I still got more on my list.
Oh, go
I
right
still
ahead.
got more stuff that
And
I.
by the
What's your
way,
list?
Okay.
Geez, what do you got?
This
100
Black-
shows?
No, I have 20. There are of the watched. There are 19. There are 19 shows. So
Of the watching,
and we've
there
talked about
are
them.
200.
We've
Of
talked
the
about
soon to be
them.
watched is 1,000. Don't go anywhere.
We've gone like back and forth, so I'm just going with what's left. I'm highlighting as we discuss them. Hacks.
Hey, Jerry Lewis, this isn't a telethon. Move it along.
Timpani, please. Timpani, please. Where are we, Ed?
You don't know.
going to the green
You know
room.
where you're going.
I'm
You
going
know
to-
where you're
I
going.
forgot about
No.
the power.
Yeah, exactly.
If we could just save one kid.
I could do that. I could mute him too. I could do that. Yeah, exactly.
I
All
can
right,
take a
let me
shower.
skip
Ed, can I
around
take
here.
over right now? Go right ahead.
Well, of the shows I watched, there's only 4 left that I haven't discussed that we haven't talked about yet. So let me go with. I'll start with 4 and I'll work my way up to my last number 5. So No Good Deed, which I just watched last week
What's that?
with Ray Romano and
Yeah, was that good?
Phoebe from Friends. You know what?
Yeah.
It was pretty good. It was by this creator of Dead to Me.
Yeah.
So it had a very Dead to Me vibe. It's got Linda Cardellini again. It's got what's his name? One of the Wilson brothers, Luke Wilson, not Owen. It's got Ray Romano. It's got what's Phoebe's name? What's the actress?
Lisa Kudrow.
Lisa Kudrow. She was great. And what's his name? Dennis Leary.
Oh, Dennis Leary.
Oh.
Dennis
What
Leary
happened
was
to Dennis
really
Leary?
good.
He's still alive?
It was. Yeah, I guess he was on this show. It was good. It was fun. It was a fun show. It was very Dead to Me. It had those nice little cliffhangers at the end. So the basic storyline is Ray Romano and Lisa Kudrow are married. They've got this amazing house in California, in LA, that they're trying to sell, but something happened and they couldn't sell it for 3 years in order to not have to disclose what happened. And it's them and it's all the buyers and sellers, all the potential buyers, and just the little offshoots of those storylines, what's going on with the buyers and why they want the house. And you find out what happens with the house. Yeah. So there's a little bit of a murder mystery. There's a little bit of all this, family tensions. You know who else is in it? Remember that show with the guy from the Jeffersons? What the hell's his name?
Rob Reiner?
You know who I mean, George Jefferson.
Oh,
Sherman Hemsley?
Yeah, Sherman Hemsley. Remember the show we did, Amen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the woman who was on her, I don't know if she was the secretary or whatever she was. I can't think of the woman's name. She was really good. Older black woman. She got kind of an odd voice, but she got kind of a hoarse voice. You'd know her if you saw her, but she was really good on the show. And there was actually one of the women that was the woman who was the dealer in Hacks.
Oh yeah,
the Asian
yeah.
woman. She's in
She's
it.
good.
And a few others. Linda Cardellini was great. She was such a
We like her.
She was good. She was really good. It was fun. I'm not saying it was the greatest show ever, but it was enjoyable, and I wanted to see it to the end, and it had a good ending. So, No Good Deed.
No
It just dropped a couple weeks ago.
Deed. Okay.
Yeah.
So that was number 4. I mean, that was all. I gave that a 4. I give the final season of My Brilliant Friend. I also gave.
Oh
it a
yeah,
4.
that's a good one.
While I love the ending, it got a little tedious because it's very melodramatic. I'm sure it's all realistic, but it gets a little bit much after a while. But the ending was awesome, and the people that we really hated got their just desserts.
Yes. Yes.
What was his name? Nino.
No.
Well,
Nino got what he deserved and then some. What a scumbag!
Oh.
What a scumbag! So it was good. I'm glad I saw it through. It took me a little bit to get used to the new women.
Yeah, it's a really interesting thing that they do with that show, because you're trying to tell an entire life story of two women from when they're little girls, little girls, all the way to when they're older women. And obviously, you can't use the same actresses for 4 seasons. And so,
but they did with some of the guys, though.
They did, yeah. I'm just talking about the actresses, and they changed the act. The guys, some of the guys changed, but not. I think all of them.
A lot of the guys did, but a couple guys stayed the same.
And it's a really interesting way of committing to the story and trusting the audience to stick with it, I think.
Yeah, it took a little bit to get back into it, but I was glad I did. And actually, the woman who played the professor or the writer, she was actually really good. Was it Alba Rohrwacher or something?
She was.
Like that? I can't think of her name.
She was really.
She was good. She was really good.
What else?
So My Brilliant Friend, that I gave that a 4 just because it got a little tedious, but it was good. And also Baby Reindeer.
I wonder when you bring that up.
Me.
I wondered what you.
Because I didn't think I was going to like it, but then once it gets going and you figure out what the story really is, it was really good. It was really, really well done. Definitely not one to watch with a family, but really good. Really, really good.
That's your whole list?
Well, and there's one left on the 5s that I just watched last night because I didn't realize it came back.
What was that?
Somebody Somewhere.
Oh, that's a good one.
Did you watch season 3?
It's done.
It was fantastic, and it was such a good ending. And your boy's in it, the big Iceland guy.
I know, the guy from Trapped, and he was also in The Tourist. He's been a lot.
Right.
Tourist season 2 was great too.
Right.
I didn't. So that show is interesting on so many levels. I think the most basic of it is it's such a simple show. It's a quiet show.
It's a very
quiet show. It's a pristine show. It's about everyday life, and it's a show that I probably, in a different world, I would not want to watch. It seems a little boring on the face of it.
But it's so not though. She is so good. The whole cast is
really good.
Everybody's really, really good. I mean,
but if it's a quiet show, how does it set the tone?
Oh, it sets the tone. It sets a quiet tone.
That's a very quiet.
I understand. It's just a quiet tone.
It sets a quiet tone. I love season 1.
Yeah.
Season 2 was okay. Season 3 was fantastic. I watched it all last night. It was tremendous. I just kept going and going and going. It was really
good.
It was a beautiful ending. It was a really,
That's
really,
gonna be
really
a short
ending.
watch. That's only like 5.
Oh, it was. It was like 3 hours, 3.5 hours. It was great. I didn't do a whole lot yesterday. I watched 5 episodes of what's it called? 5 episodes of The Agency. I watched the Sixers actually win a game against a real team, and I watched Somebody Somewhere. So it was
an action-packed day.
No, not at all.
Let me give you the last of my. I don't know if it's the last, but I keep thinking of things. From the bottom up, and this has actually gotten a lot of great reviews for the year, is Say Nothing.
I watched the first episode. I thought it was tremendous. I got to get back to it.
So freaking good.
Did you watch the whole thing?
It's really good. It's a.
How do you find the time? How do you do this?
Because I don't sleep. It's based on a a book about Northern Ireland during the Troubles, and I think it's somewhat it's nonfiction, but I think it's based on some stories.
Yeah, somewhat biographical. Yeah.
And it's about it's two different time frames. A woman is being interviewed in current times. I don't know what, and she is telling her kind of story about how she was basically in the IRA and what they did. And there's one. It's kind of telling the story of the IRA and the Troubles, but it's also looking at one specific murder that happened and who did it and who ordered the murder. And it's really well done. And if you like that kind of Irish history, highly recommend. Great. It's just great acting. It's great. And you mentioned My Brilliant Friend. I just finished a show that I had not heard of. It's on Peacock. It's called Vigil, and it's a detective show in Scotland. How do you say that?
Oh.
And
with one guy who's a loose cannon and somebody
there's
else
actually
who's
two
not.
women who are detectives, and it's interesting. The first season, there is a murder or a death, questionable homicide, on a British nuclear submarine that happens to be in UK waters.
Oh yeah. Okay, I remember this one.
So because it's in I believe the story, because it's in UK waters, not international waters, the local police have to investigate. So they send out and there's only 5 of these ships out there patrolling the North Sea to keep the Russians from nuking Europe. The Scottish government Scottish police send out a detective, a woman, to allegedly solve this crime in 2 days. How this guy got murdered on this submarine, and of course nobody wants her there, and she can't contact anyone back home because of secrecy and all. And her girlfriend back home is also a detective, who is, if you watch Game of Thrones, she plays, and I think in real life she's actually his wife, Kit Harington's girlfriend. I don't know her name. Jon Snow in Game of Thrones. So they have to solve this crime kind of from afar, kind of from Scotland. More bad things happen on the ship, on the sub. Season 2 is another crime that this woman has to go to. This actress has to go to Fakistan, some country supposedly in the Middle East, to solve this crime. Yeah, Fakistan. And so it's.
I'm going there this summer.
And of course, she screwed up, and she's screwing up her family life because she has to solve this crime. She almost puts herself in the middle of a gunfight. So another good kind of wacky British crime drama. I thought we talked about this during the year, and I just thought this was like one of the best shows. The Gentleman. Did you guys watch it?
I didn't watch it. I watched like
Guy Ritchie. Is it Guy Ritchie?
Yeah, it's Guy
Oh
Ritchie.
My God, it's so fun.
The lead guy is the guy from season 2 of the White Lotus.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The one was the guy who was running around on his wife.
I didn't watch it. The White Lotus.
You didn't watch the White Lotus season 2?
I did not. I watched the one.
Oh, I thought you did.
The Gentleman is so fun. It's so crazy. Aristocracy, crime, large marijuana plant farm under a castle. It is so crazy. It is so farcical. It is so fun and British. And then lastly, I can't believe I didn't think about this earlier, is Pachinko. I don't think you guys watch Pachinko on Apple.
No.
It's so good. This was season 3, I think, post World War II. Really interesting, really good story. Great acting, covering from the beginning is like World War I era, I believe. Maybe maybe before that, all the ways till 1990s Tokyo, Japan, in Korea. It's so good. That's just great. That's just good TV. There you go. That's my shot. That's all I know. There you go. Whiskey?
He's done now.
I'm done now.
That's it.
I'm going back to the unabridged.
The unabridged.
Unabridged.
I am going to something from our friends at Impex, from the Impex collection. The Pandaren 2017 5-year-old in an ex Malvasia cask, 57.4% alcohol by volume.
Ange, where you headed?
I had another Clonakilty while one of you was talking, so I went back to that.
Apparently, you care so much, you're just drowning your sorrows. I see.
TV.
No, I'm enjoying. I drinking to me is about fun.
Yeah.
So I was having fun. I was enjoying the whiskey.
I'm having fun.
I'm
going to mention one reality show, and I'm not a big reality TV person. I guess this would be reality TV. I want to give a shout out to Dave Chang's live cooking show on Netflix.
Oh, well, that's going to fall into the John Mulaney Presents. Everybody's in LA category.
Yes.
It's more of a talk show cooking.
It is. When it started earlier this year, it was like this pressure cooker idea of trying to cook an entire meal from scratch in 1 hour with 2 guests live at 4:00 my time. And Dave Chang, his company, whoever, Netflix, they've built him a complete kitchen studio thing in some place here in LA. And it was really freaking stressful watching those early episodes because he was trying to do everything, like talk to these people, these famous people in front of him, and be entertaining and try to come up with these recipes, like a full, an appetizer.
I watched a couple episodes. I have to say the one with, again, let's go back to them again. Mulaney and Nick Kroll.
Oh my God, it's a great episode.
That was awesome. And what's her name? Rashida
the
Jones.
First one with Rashida Jones. The first one is her with it. It's so good. Yeah.
Who's she with? I forget. Somebody else.
I don't remember.
I can't remember, but that was really good too.
Yeah,
they were both really good. But Mulaney and Kroll were just
Seth
awesome.
Rogen and what's that crazy guy's name he was on the Mindy Kaling show. I can't think of his name. So funny, so good. Now the show's morphed a bit over its 20 episodes. They're now not. He's not doing a whole. There's a little pre-work before the show starts. It's like a 40. It feels like it's a little bit shorter show now, but some of it's already kind of done. But they're still off the cuff and trying to have a conversation with famous people. Sometimes the famous people want to get involved and cook too. It's kind of high wire, and I'm happy Netflix has kind of given him this kind of rope to go hang himself on. It's fun. It would have been funny to see someone like Anthony Bourdain do this too. I think it's a really interesting idea to let a chef kind of.
Oh, come on. That's your segue? A rope to hang yourself with? Come on, man.
I'm sorry.
What's that about? What is
that? Was unintentional.
Wow.
That was literally no pun. I got you.
Jesus.
It's a real. I highly recommend it. It's really fun, and you actually kind of learn some stuff if you like to cook. It is actually some good stuff in there.
I'm gonna go back to the Mossburn. So I got like a couple shows three shows that I started. I need to go back to. Well, I might not. Man on the Inside, I thought started off pretty good.
That's the one.
Ted Danson's
yeah.
Ted Danson's great as always. I mean, Ted Danson's just Ted Danson, and it was kind of interesting, especially now he's like trying to play a spy. He's like an old guy, trying to infiltrate a nursing home, not a nursing home, but like an assisted living. That shit's not even assisted living. It's more like a senior living retirement place. Because all of them are fine. They're not like
This is a Michael Schur, right?
Yes,
and it's very, very vanilla. And I know there's a bigger thing going on because it's Michael Schur. There's a bigger story, bigger ideas going on. But it's really it could be on channel. It could be an NBC show.
Oh, absolutely. Right? Yeah, it could have been. Totally.
It's okay. I've watched like 4 episodes.
Yeah, I watched 3. I don't know if I'm going to go back to it or not, but it was okay. Shogun, I really want to get back.
I do too. I've watched.
Yeah.
I watched the first
That's on my
episode.
list,
I
too.
liked it, but it's the kind of show where you really got to pay
Yes,
attention.
agreed.
Between the subtitles and the plot, you really got to pay
Yep.
attention. So I'll probably go back and watch the first episode again. But it is spectacularly done.
I agree.
Yeah.
And so I got to go back to that. Man on the Inside, I might not. The Penguin was kind of interesting. I don't know if I want to go back to that.
I didn't.
But there are 2 shows that I want to get back to that I haven't started yet. Industry, season 3. I really like the first 2 seasons. And I also want to go back to Tokyo Vice.
Oh, I like.
I haven't watched the second season of that.
I liked it. It got canceled, I heard, but I really enjoyed it. It's fun.
I got to go back to
I
that
do.
because I like Ken Watanabe.
Yeah, and the kid who plays, isn't he?
Ansel Elgort or whatever his
Where's
name
he
is.
from?
Oh, he was in
Baby Driver. That was it. I was gonna say Bodyguard.
He's okay.
He's
okay.
I thought that was a fun kind of show too. Yeah, it was good. I don't know about that Michael Schur show, boy. It's I love Ted Danson too. It's just it's a little bit too vanilla-y for me. Yeah. It's anything else from anyone about anything? Anything at all?
That's about all I got.
I got my list of what I want to finish.
Go right ahead. Jump right in, my friend.
Shogun's on it. Shrinking. I want to see Shrinking. That looks to me like a pretty good show with Harrison Ford. How do you go wrong?
By the way, I did watch parts of season 1, and Harrison Ford is actually really, really
I hear it's good.
Pretty good. The Deb Mott, which you mentioned, I got to finish The Boys, which now that my one boy has reached an appropriate age, we're watching it together.
Oh,
so
God. How do you do that?
I'm in the middle of the first season, and there's excessive violence and things going on. And
I don't care about the violence. Okay. It's all the other crazy stuff that goes on in that show.
I want to watch Bad Sisters.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. I got to get back to that.
Great.
Bad Sisters.
Great. I just finished the season. It's great. The new one.
And, it's guilty pleasure. I want to watch Matlock because I just love Kathy Bates, and I'm an old person who watched the first Matlock, and it wasn't so bad. So I want to watch Matlock. I like the person that plays like I am the smartest person in the room, but I'm going to make you think I'm not. I like that. And there's a quirky show, Elspeth.
Yeah, that's what you do too.
That's on a regular network. What used to be a regular network, I don't know. Maybe they're not the regular networks anymore because it's I don't have to pay for it. That looks to be a really good show, and it's got your boy in it, Ange.
Who?
From the Wire and from Suits and from
everything else.
Yeah. He's great.
I know who you mean. I know who you mean. You mean the greatest actor on Suits?
The greatest
Wendell
actor.
Pierce.
Wendell Pierce.
Love Wendell Pierce.
Yeah, Wendell Pierce in it. He plays like the put upon guy in charge of the police, and this monkish person comes along. Gary Preston's character is like Monk, Tony Shalhoub's character, and can solve anything by anybody. And it just looks like something I want to watch.
Let me throw a couple out. One I forgot to mention earlier in my list of things I've watched during the year: Masters of the Air, the World War II. I think it's Spielberg.
It's Apple,
about the 100th bombing group in World War II. I thought that was really good. We enjoyed that one here. I just watched the very first episode a couple nights ago of the new Star Wars show on Disney Plus called Skeleton Crew. And it's supposed to be in the same vein, the same feeling of Goonies, Gremlins, a bunch of little kids on an adventure to solve crime. But it's in Star Wars world. And there's four kids, like middle schoolers, and they don't really want to be in school, and they got to take a test. Their dad says they have to do it, blah blah blah, and they find something after school, and then they dig in, they try to get into whatever this thing is, and somebody thinks it's from the Jedi, and all of a sudden they're on a spaceship going off to nowhere. It looks kind of fun, not in the same. It's a Star Wars universe, but it's not a Star Wars story. So,
who's the lead guy?
I have no idea.
The adult character.
I don't know. There's dad.
Is it animated or is it
live action?
I saw the previous for it, and they panned to a person who I would assume was the person in charge of stuff, and it was a guy that I recognized, and I can't remember who it was, and it made me want
It
to
was.
watch the show.
The first episode was kind of fun. I want to keep going with it. Trying to think of what else might have not I have not hit or seen. Sunny, and this is I actually watched it actually, but Sunny on Apple Plus was pretty with Rashida Jones was an interesting show in Japan about like AI and the future of robots and people's lives and loneliness. That was actually fun.
Doesn't sound fun.
What?
It doesn't
It
sound
was fun. Here's a fun weird one, which I can't wrap my head around it. It was on, let's say Hulu. La Maquina. It was a series about a boxer in Mexico, kind of at the tail end of his career, and his best friend has been his manager and made him rich, and there's a story. It's kind of like it's a little bit like Shoresy. Esteban, what is it? Gael Garcia Bernal, I think is the.
Oh yeah.
And he kind of wants to get out, but one more fight. And there's this bigger story of what's going on in the boxing world about who really runs the boxing world. And Diego Luna is his manager.
Oh, they're back together again.
Very, very good. And it's mostly in English or Spanish. I say mostly Spanish with some English, but it's really fun. So I think that's about all I had. I could go on forever, but can't think of anything that I want to watch except The Agency. That's my new one that I need to jump on.
Yeah, definitely got to see that.
Here's a couple that I'm looking at a list here and things that on this list that I heard about, and then when they came out, I thought, oh, there's no way I'm watching that. Then I heard really good things about, like Griselda.
Right.
You know Griselda? I heard.
Yeah, I heard great things about Griselda.
With Sofia Vergara.
Yeah,
there was another one in here too. Did you guys watch Presumed Innocent?
No,
I watched two episodes. I couldn't get through it.
Well, you know what it is? I like the movie. This is going to be like Day of the Jackal. I remember liking the movie with Harrison Ford, and it was 2 hours.
Yeah.
So why do I need 8 hours of this when they
told
the
story?
That's a really
good way to look at it, I think. Yeah.
And they had what's his name too? What's his name was in it? Who was the guy Gomez in the Addams Family movies?
Gomez.
Raul
Julia.
Raul Julia. He was tremendous. He played his lawyer. He was really good. And Greta Scacchi, and I forget who else.
Bonnie Bedelia was the wife.
Yeah, it was good. It was really, really good.
She was not a very nice wife.
That was a good movie.
And the movie, one of the best things about it is they just kept referring to the defense, the prosecuting attorney. His name's De La Guardia.
Uh-huh.
And the judge kept delay Guardia because everything was. I need a continuance. Oh well, Mr. Delay Guardia.
Was that Paul Winfield? Was he in it?
Paul Winfield as a judge.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah,
it was really, really.
I mean, again, when you see a great movie, you don't want to see the TV show.
It's kind of true. Yeah.
You see an okay movie, TV show, you're kind of intrigued, but
yeah, if they did it right the first time, why do I need to see it again?
I started watching the Beatles doc on Apple TV on Disney called I think it's called Beatles 64. It's about the Beatles coming to the United States in 1964, and
wow, that had to be cool.
I haven't finished it. I'm probably a third of the way through.
Is it Pete Jackson? Is it what's his name again? Is it Jackson again?
I think it's his production company, and they took a lot of the footage and then they cleaned it all up. A couple of things that are really interesting about it is that
was it true to form? Because you were there.
I was one of those yelling girls on the outside of one of those cars. What's really interesting is they actually interview some of those women or men that were yelling and screaming outside those cars, except they interviewed them today. And how they felt back when they were, 14 years old. Ringo's in it, McCartney's in it, and Peter Jackson's prior doc, was it the Let It Be doc?
Yeah, I think so.
He purposely didn't have them in that. He didn't want anything current to make you, bring your mind to current Beatle look. He only wanted the old stuff. This time, they've got McCartney in front of a big video screen looking at something in the streets of New York City with all these people yelling and screaming at the car he's in. And he's talking about, what it was like. They've apparently, the Beatles were like ahead of their time. They had all this stuff filming going on while they were like in a hotel room and behind that backstage at Sullivan, and it's in a limousine. It's amazing they have all this footage to play with. It's really cool. Yeah, I got to get back to that because it was what I saw so far was pretty good, really good. Anything else, guys? We want to bring up?
I think we've done enough.
Said a lot. We have said a lot. There's lots that we love this year.
We're only like an hour 40 in. There's got to be more television.
There's always.
So for future shows, when we finish up the agency, we should cover the agency. We should do the movie Day of the Jackal. Maybe we should do Presumed Innocent.
Never saw it.
Never saw it? Oh, it's good.
Yeah. I want to see. I want to watch.
It's only 2
I
hours.
want to watch Laid. You guys know about Laid? It's supposed to be very good.
No, what is that?
It's a woman learns her exes are suddenly mysteriously dying and seeks to talk to all her previous lovers before they die in this comedy series. It's supposed to be very funny. Yeah. I think
Really?
it's on
Where is it?
Hulu, I believe.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
There's lots to watch.
All right.
Well, lots to watch. The Steve Martin doc. The Steve Martin doc this year was really good.
Steve Martin doc. Steve Martin in 2 pieces.
Really, really good. I'm getting more into docs as I get older. I like docs. I think there's an art.
60 Minutes, docs, Matlock. Whatever.
That reminds me. I saw that Hugh Laurie, thinking of doctors, is going to be on a new season of a show which you would never. Oh, I know what it was. I don't think you guys watched this. Tehran. Did you guys watch Tehran on Apple?
No, I didn't.
He's going to be on Tehran.
No.
But Glenn Close was on Tehran, so I guess you could get Greg House to be on Tehran too. British actor in the middle of Iran.
That's what my 2 of my kids are binge watching.
Oh my God!
For whatever reason,
it is
they just
such a great
House,
show.
So they're watching
It is
House.
such good TV. It's good network television. Highly recommend. Love it.
I saw like a snippet of him and Hugh Laurie and Clooney on a talk show. Might have been a Graham Norton.
Graham Norton.
And they were talking about all the medical stuff. And, do you guys have a background? Were you sciencey guys? Were you any of this stuff?
None.
And Hugh Laurie's like, no. In fact, I don't remember anything I said on the entire show. And they were like, nothing? Nothing
funny.
at all. If there's something wrong with you, don't ask me questions. I don't have any idea. I learned it for the show, and now it's gone.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can't remember the old stuff because you got to keep remembering new stuff.
And Clooney says, I remember one thing in particular because apparently he butchered the way to say some sort of a procedure over and over and over again. And he said, I will remember that. It'll be on my tombstone. I've got that one down. The rest of it, not so much. But that I remember.
That is so funny. That is so funny. All right, gang, we have done it. The 2024 TV season for What We Watch When We Drink is fini. It is gone. It's done. It put a fork in it. We are done. This has been a great season.
Put a fork in me.
Well, do you have a fork? Forks was a really good episode of The Bear. We should mention that.
That was my favorite. Episode
and
of Bear.
The forks that are being thrown around in the Fishes episode.
That's not fun.
Get you ready for the forks episode.
That's true.
A whole different thing.
The thread, what do they call that? The threads that go through the whole series are just so good on The Bear. Let's see. This has been great. We have another great season. The writers are hopefully coming back from Mexico. So this will be much, much better in our next episode, whenever that will be. We invite you to watch, to listen to this podcast when it comes out in about a week or so. You'll be able to
maybe less.
You'll be able to, of course, rewatch this on YouTube. And don't forget to join the boys at the murder table for all those fun reviews of whiskey, mead, canned cocktails, Diet Pepsi, you name it, they'll review it. They have a backlog of reviews for you.
I got some vintage new Coke in the basement. We should try that.
Vintage new Coke. Hey, we still have to do our episode of, was it Mountain Dew we wanted to do?
Oh, that's right.
Do a Mountain Dew episode.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Okay.
That's right. And since it's the end of the year here, I want to make sure we thank all of the guests we had over the year. We had so many great, interesting people come on our show. And Andre Darlington, Susan Carpenter, who else we had?
Gene Cooper.
Who?
Gene Cooper.
Oh, Gene Cooper.
Travis
who else did we have?
Don Davis.
Don Davis.
Joanne McGinnis.
Joanne McGinnis.
And Joe?
Boy, we've had a cornucopia of wonderful folks.
Our bed guy, the guy who's working
Cameron
with
George, now with
George.
Sir Davis Whiskey with LVMH. We are hoping to have as many great folks coming on next year as well. Maybe we'll bring back some of our friends for this coming 2025 and bring you some more high quality, in color, high fidelity fun.
And don't forget the Impact.
Oh, and of course the Impact guys. Well, did we have any?
They sent us a number of things to drink while we were doing the shows.
Of course. And they just sent us a very nice holiday card. Sam Thomas, Chris Udi, and everyone at Impacts, thank you all year long for sending us some wonderful whiskeys and to talk about and try. Thank you. And to everyone else who has sent us some things over the years as well. Oh, the lady from Angel's Envy, and what's her name?
Oh, that was a beautiful package.
Hold on 1 second. We're going to give her a shout out, so we got to say her name.
We got to say her name.
Ashley Irwin. Yes. Thank you, Ashley. Yes, Ashley Irwin. That was a great episode too. When we made cocktails and drank Angel's Envy, and she's that was a great movie. That was Lawless. That was good. That was fun. Yeah. All right, boys and girls out there. Thank you. If you do have a brand that you'd like to have us talk about, please get in touch with us, and we can chat and maybe bring you on. We are happy to talk to pretty much anybody else. Talk to us. We are not very discriminating. Am I correct in that statement? I think I am.
We are discriminating.
We are
discriminating.
We are
discriminating.
We are
totally incriminating.
We incriminate ourselves every day.
Happy New Year to everybody. Thank you again for all your support. This has been a great year. Gentlemen, I wish you and yours a wonderful, happy New Year. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. If you enjoy this show, please subscribe on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, Google, Audible, and anywhere else you get your podcasts. You can also find us on boozdancing.com. And if you have any questions, comments, show or drink suggestions, email us at boozdancing@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you.